Hey, welcome back, guys, to the official channel, YouTube channel for cruisecasinomafia.com. You're home to over 650 private videos, PDFs, mindset, money management, everything you could possibly imagine to turn a casino into a paycheck generator. So if you're interested, go over to cruisecasinomafia.com. We offer 6-month subscriptions to be able to access everything we've done over the last 2 years. You also get big discounts on any of our collaboration private systems and a whole lot more. Access to passive income opportunities that are in the casino, as well as our crypto mafia alerts. If you want to join and learn how to make a ton of money, especially right now where everything is down, if you want to join there, and you do not have to know anything about crypto, it's very, very easy. You can go to Crypto Mafia Alerts with an S on the end. CryptoMafiaAlerts.com. We're only going to have 100 members ever in the Crypto Mafia situation. So if you don't join now, it's probably going to be locked down pretty quick. All right, so what are we going to do today? We're going to talk about a bet that I haven't shown a lot on the public channel. So you guys know that members and non-members, that I love hybrid systems. So for people that are new, let's talk about what that means. So the 7 shows up with 2 dice more than any other combination that you see out here, any other numbers, and the numbers that are not place numbers like the 2, the 3, and the 11, right? So every number, the 7 comes up more. So the 7 is basically how most people lose because they're only taught how to do place bets or pass line bets. So my favorite systems and strategies usually are hybrid, which means that we can make money on the what they call the wrong side. I call it the right side, which is with the 7, with the casino. But they're not all dark side bets where they're only looking at the 7. That's why it's a hybrid, because there's ways to make money and be on both sides of the coin. You play both sides of the fence. So sometimes we do that by using a don't pass bet. But the problem with the don't pass bet a lot of times is that come out roll, right? Now, does that make it ineffective? No. There are plenty of systems I've shown and love that use the don't pass. It's all about the math. It's understanding the relationship of the odds between the 7 coming and any other number that you have used in the system. So today I'm going to show you a very powerful system that I have used in a variety of ways. Probably going to be 2 videos. One is going to be the basic structure, and then the next video that you're going to see probably in the next few days is just a variation of this. Okay, so I'm going to show you the easy one today. And by the way, you can also see this rolled out on a live table. Waylon does, and I don't remember the name of what he calls it. But Waylon has done similar variations to this as well. And he does like this type of system. So it's gonna work like this. All right, it's gonna work like this. We're gonna wait for a point to get established. And I'm going to do this at the bubble craps level initially. And then if we have time, I'll show it to you on a regular level. So there's the 9, right? So what I'm going to do, and I'll do it for bubble craps people. We will do this at the, we've got to be able to dummy it down. So what we'll do it at the $6. We'll do it at the $6 don't come. Okay, we'll do it like this. And as long as you understand the relationships, you can tweak the math. Okay, feel free to kind of get a vibe for the math. You can go up on these. You can do $100 bets with $50 place bets. You can do all kinds of stuff. So it's the relationship that you have to understand when you're doing these things. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a $6 don't come. And then we'll do a $3 for, you know what? Let's think about this. No, we're going to do a 9. We'll do a, let's make it easier. Let's make it easier. Let's clear this out. Let's just do this with $10. Okay, we'll do it with a $10 don't come. And we'll do it with a $5, 6 and 8. Now, I know everybody's screaming out there that you need $6. No, you don't. You only need that if you're playing on a regular table. If you're playing on bubble craps or any of the electronic, you can do this for anything because they can pay you in pennies. Okay? So the point is, on most of these, you're going to do a 2-to-1 ratio. Okay? There's other variations. We'll talk about it. Let me show you the basics, though. So we have a $10 DC bet and a 5 and a 5 here. Now, for those that haven't seen the DC bet, let's take a look at what that actually means. All right? So the DC bet is to the don't pass line what the come out is to the pass line. So when you're in the DC, you win when the 2 wins on the 2 and the 3. So the 2 and the 3 come up on the next roll. You automatically, it's an even money. You automatically win. But we push if a 12 comes, nothing happens. But we lose when we're in that box to a 7 or an 11. Okay? Now, if any of the place numbers come out, this is going to travel behind that number. And it basically now is the same thing as the don't pass, which is that you want the 7 to show up before that number shows up. Because if that number shows up, you're going to lose your DC bet. Okay, so let's talk about one other odds thing in math so you understand the combination here, this hybrid betting structure. The 6 and the 8 combined, not by themselves, but combined, have more ways to be thrown than the 7. So when this travels to any of these numbers, these have a slightly better edge to get thrown. And that's what we're looking for, because the point of this system is to have 1, 6, or 8 thrown. 1, 6, or 8 thrown. Okay? That's what we're looking to do. 1, 6, or 8 thrown. And I'll show you how that works out. So let's go ahead and roll. All right, so that's the 6. Oh, and I forgot to leave this thing up here. Okay. It took it down, unfortunately. I'll put it back up. So the DC bet traveled to the 6. We got paid on the 6, $5.83. Okay? So we made money on the 6. Now, that shouldn't have come down. It should have stayed up there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reduce our bets. So if we're doing this on bigger bets, it's easier to do the even money. We're just going to drop this to $2. So we're going to drop these, the place bets, to $2 each. Okay? And you can do different ratios here, but the moral of the story is this usually has to start with half the amount. We want these to usually start with half. There's other variations you can do. Okay? All right. So here we go. So now you understand we got paid on the 6. We reduced both bets. And we have a $10 DC bet. So if we get a 6 or an 8 again, we're going to lose this if the 6 comes. But we're going to make money here, right? And we're definitely making money if the 8 comes. But if the 7 comes now, we already made money. And now we're going to lose the $4, but we're going to get paid on the DC bet. So let's just play with that and see how, there you go. So that's an 8, right? So now it's up to you. You can keep these. That's the second hit. You made another $2.33. You made about $8 or so far, right? Now, you can play it conservative at this point, and you can take both of these down. Or you can go down again, right? You can literally go down again, or you can leave them at the $2 level. because you already made about $8 and you only have $10 on the DC. So let's just show you what that looks like. We'll go down to $1 now, okay, on each. And that was a great move because the 7 came out. We lost 2, but we made money on the 6, on the DC 6, $10. Okay? So that was perfect. So look what we're up after just one shooter playing at Bubble Craps, $16. So let's go ahead and roll again, right? All right. So now let's do it again. And we'll do it at the same level this time. We're going to do our $10 DC, and we're going to do a $5 6 and 8. Okay? And the perfect scenario here is what? That the 6 and 8 get rolled. This moves behind, and we automatically have one hit where we can drop it. Okay, that's a 12. We did not lose it. It just throws it off. It's a push. So we just put it back out there. Okay, we get moved to the 5. So the DC is on the 5. So essentially, what are we doing now? We're looking for the 7 out to get paid here, or the 6 and 8. So we basically own the 6, the 7, and the 8. But what we really want is what? At least one hit on the 6 and 8. And there it is. There it is. Right? So now again, depending on what your ratio is and what you're betting, you would drop this again. So we're just dropping these to $2. We can do anything we want. But we're going to drop these just to $2. All right? And here we go. And the 7 out came, right? So we lost these, and you see how we dropped them, so we did fine. And then we made money on the 7. And there we go. And what are we up now? $28. With relatively small bets. Right? Relatively small bets. So let's do it again. All right? We're going to roll. It's a 7, so nothing happens. We're waiting for a point number. It's a 10. So let's do the same amount again. We'll do 10. And we'll do 5 and 5. Okay? And again, what perfect scenario would be a 6 and 8 getting rolled? All right, it's a 5. That's fine. It's the same situation. We have the 6, basically the 7, and the 8. Right? But what we want is a 6 or an 8 to get rolled first. 10 gets rolled. No big deal. Right? So now it's a come out roll. We're going to be live on the come out roll. So you're going to tell the dealer, if you're doing this at a live table, that you want to be working the come out. If you're playing this on Bubble Craps, you're definitely going to want to click the little button that says make my bets working, or they will not be working. So you've got to be sure that you click that little button that says that they're working. Here we go. It's a 12. It's a nothing. Okay, we got bounced off of the 5. All right, so we lost our DC bet. But we're still up. So we're not going to ladder up. But if we were down, we would ladder the bets up one notch. And then come back down on a win. So we're not going to ladder up. We're just going to replace it. Okay? All right, that's not a good one. That's an 11. Remember, we lose on the 7-11 here, which is good because we get to show you the ladder. So now we will ladder up to show you how that works. So we'll go to 20 here. And we'll go to 10 and 10. All right, it travels, our DC travels to the 9. And once again, what do we have? We have the 6, 7, and the 8. But we really, really want a 6 or an 8. That's a 3. And that's a 7. All right? So we basically break even there. We lose 10 and 10, but we make it back on our DC bet. So let's just go right back out, but now we have to wait because the puck is off. You can't do a DC bet when the puck is off, so let's wait. All right, there's the 8. So now we're going to go back out with our 20, the same bet we had. And we're going to go out with our $10 6 and our $10 8. And it doesn't matter that this is the point. It makes no difference to us. Okay, that was great. So we traveled to the 8 and we got paid on the 8, right? So now, what are we going to do? We're going to go back down as fast as we can as usual, right? That's what we always want to do. So we're going to drop this down to the 5, our regular level. Oh, it's not going to let us drop that down. Okay, that's right. It's not going to let us drop. It's not going to, unless it lets us clear that. We're going to stay, okay, so we're going to stay on the 20 here on the DC, but we'll be at 5 and 5 here. So here we go. All right. And we lost our DC bet, but we made money here. Okay? So let's see where that puts us. Always take a look at your bankroll. And we're back up $5. If it was me, I would just reset for the most part. But you can stay at that same amount if you want. Right? So let's just go through it again. So you understand the ladder. You don't automatically go up. If you're in profit, I'm not going up. Right? But if you're not close to where you were at, that's when you ladder up. All right? So now, let me show you this at a big boy level. Okay, we're 16 minutes into the video, and I'll just show it to you at a big boy level. Because the minimums at the regular tables are higher. So let's just show you what it looks like. All right? So we'll do a 25, we'll do a 50, right? And we'll do a 25 and a 25. Okay? So it moves to the 4. And we have the 6 and the 8. And we're looking for a 6 or an 8. That's really what we want. But if it 7's out, we're actually okay. Right? We lose a little bit because this 50 only pays 25. Right? When you have I'm sorry, it's a DC bet, not a lay bet. I'm so used to doing lay bets. This will pay you the 50. So basically, if the 7 came now, you'd basically break even. All right? You'd basically break even. So here we go. So we're looking for the 6 or the 8. There it is. Perfect. All right? So now, again, you want to reduce. You want to reduce your bet. So let's make this a, what do you want to go down to? You want to make this a 12? We'll go down to a 12. And again, you can do what you want to do if you're on the bubble craps machine. So we'll reduce this down to 12, which is a little less than half, right? So we're at 12 and 12 now. And we're really in great shape. That's a 10. And there it is again. There's the 8. So again, depending on how you want to play this, you can reduce it again. Right? So now we can reduce this all the way back to a $6 bet. See how we keep going down? We can't lose now, basically. Watch this. All right, boom, 7 out. You see how we kept winning and reducing on these, and then the 7 came. Look where we're at, guys. You see that? Now, that was with bigger bets. All right? So we'll do it one more time. So this is, I used to call this the DC 6-8 Splurge. Okay? Something like that. Oh, we can't do a DC bet yet. We have to wait. All right, here we go. All right, 6 is the point. We'll do the same thing. We'll come out here with a $50. We'll come out here with a 25 and a 25. Okay? And again, the best thing that can happen for us on this first roll when we're in the DC box is a 6 or an 8. And there it is. Okay. So we already made money on one of the 2 place bets. So again, we're going to drop this down to, we're going to make these look like 12s, I think is what I did on the last one. Okay, here we go. And that was the come out roll, by the way. Not that it mattered. So the puck went back to the 5. That was a 9. That's a 5. That's a 5. That's a 4. 10. And 7 out. Okay. So we were covered. We're fine because we dropped ourselves down to the $12 bets, right? But we still had 50 on the DC6. All right? Look what we're up to, guys. 141.83. Now, you can play around with the ratio. You can do whatever you want, right? You can play around with the ratio. So this could be, if you want to play big boy, well, let's just roll. Okay. Let me show you a few different things. You can do, if you want to, oh, can't do it yet. It's a 7. I need a point number. That's another 7. All right. And by the way, all those 7s on the come out, you would have lost on the don't pass. So do you understand the benefit of the DC sometimes, switching it up? All right. So you could do something at the big boy level like this. 100 and a 50 and a 50, right? That's the biggest I play this system at, right? You could, let's talk about bubble craps again, right? You could even dummy this down even further. You could do a $3 bet on the DC. Well, I kind of don't like that. A $4 bet, right? A $4 bet. That makes more sense. And a $2.06 and a $2.08. You see that? And that's about as low as I would go. I don't think you could really go much lower than that to make this work properly. Because you want to have the ability to still regress these. You understand that's a big part of the math in this system. So let's do that. All right. It moves to the 5. Now we're still looking for what? The 6 or the 8 is what we really want. Okay, we lost our 5. We're not going to go up though. We're just going to replace our DC. Right? With $4. All right, here we go. We move to the 4. Okay? We're still looking really what we want in this system is the 6 or the 8. All right, we didn't get it. We got the 7. No big deal, right? No big deal. So we lost the $4 here, and we made the $4 here, basically. Okay? No harm, no foul, no big deal. We'll do it one more time. Whoops, can't do it yet. Got to wait for a point. All right. So here's the bubble craps version, the smallest version. $4 and a 2 and a 2. All right, moves to the 10. So now your DC bet is on the 10. You do not want to see the 10. You do not want to see the 10. You want to see the 6 or the 8. That's a 2. That's a 7. Okay, so again, no big deal. We lost our 4. We made our 4. One more time. Let's get a point. Let's go back out with our bubble craps bet of $4 on the DC, $2 on the 6, $2 on the 8. The DC moves to the 4. Where's the 6 and 8? Okay, so now we're chopping a little bit. But you see how great this system is because you're not losing any money because of the ratio. You lost 4, you made 4. Big deal. All right? So I think you guys get the idea. So this version is with the 6 and the 8 because there are more ways to make the 6 and the 8 combined than the 7 out, which is your DC here when the DC moves. The next version is going to be a little different. The math is going to be a little different. This is a really comfortable system, especially on a choppy table where nobody's holding the dice very long and they're not really making lots of points. Because even at those times, the 7s, the 6s, and the 8s are still going to show up more than anything else. The 7s, the 6s, and the 8s. And that's what this system does. So this is the DC Splurge 6/8 version. Okay? And in the next couple of days, I'm going to come back with the second part of this video. and show you a different version of the DC Splurge that's probably a little bit more aggressive, but you guys are going to like it as well. And you can switch back and forth. Have a great day. I hope you guys understand how much we're doing on the inside of cruisecasinomafia.com. We've got 2 major releases coming. And that's why I haven't done as many videos on public YouTube. We are working very hard behind the scenes. So in the next probably 15 days or so, you're going to see a lot more about the new system that you can purchase. And if you're already a member of Cruise Casino Mafia, you would be getting a discount for this. Okay, so if you haven't joined, you want to join so you can get a discount. But that's up to you. And this new system is called the Fortune Formula. And it's going to work with roulette, baccarat, and even a craps version. It's incredible. And you're going to hear a lot more about that in the next few days, the Fortune Formula. And we've got so much coming. So you want to join, you want to get access to everything we're doing behind the scenes, not just to get all those amazing systems, but you're also getting a discount on the private collaboration systems, the Paycheck series systems that are that do cost money. So, and some of those are limited. They won't even be available after a certain amount are sold. That's just the way it works, where we have to make deals with some of these pro players where we're not allowed to keep them out there after a certain amount of people have them in their hands. So Fortune Formula is coming in the next few weeks. We're putting the last minute checks on that, and the videos and everything that comes with that launch. So we'll see you on the next video for the next version of this. You can easily practice this, okay, at Wizard or using Crapsy or anything else. This is a great little system that can be played on the regular table as well as bubble craps. So we'll see you on the next video, guys.